Hebrew Home. I keep wanting to say Dürfen wir Judaica Museum. It's a little ingrained in me. From Studio B here at the Hebrew Home, and this is Good Morning Hebrew Home. Today is Monday, April 12th, and the time is 10:31 a.m. We have a great show planned for you today, but first, let's take a look at the weather in our neck of the woods. Today will be cloudy with occasional rain during the afternoon. I'm sure you guys have all looked outside your windows and can see that. It's a cloudy, sleepy day. Temperatures will be high, 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and chance of rain is 80%. It was drizzling already in the morning, so I think it's more than 80%. Let's move to this day in history, April 12th, 1954. Bill Haley and the Comets record "Rock Around the Clock." The song is released in May, but is not a major chart hit. But in July 1955, after the song is used as the theme song for the movie Blackboard Jungle, it goes to #1 on the pop charts. Then just a year later, in 1955, this I thought was interesting. We're talking about vaccines all the time. The Salk vaccine against poliomyelitis, commonly known as polio or infantile paralysis, was declared safe and effective. The vaccine works by inducing immunity by developing protective antibodies to polio. So that happened on this day, 1955. And then taking a big leap forward to 1981, the first of the U.S. space shuttles, Columbia, was launched, making way for man's continuing exploration of space. So that happened all today. These are our national days of celebration for today, and I had to look a lot of these up because I didn't know what they were. Today's National for 12's Day. So if you're a math person and you like numbers, this is your day. Actually, it's about, there's a lot of, I read a lot about this, but there's a lot of thought behind the number 12. So things are done in 12, our year is done in 12 months. So if you're a math person and you have that connection to 12, this is the day to do it. As they say, a lot of sports fans have a connection to the number 12 too. So let us know. Is 12 your number? What is your number? What's your number, Allison?
6.
6?
Half
I'm
of 12.
7. Half of, there we go, half of 12. I'm 7, and that's because my birthday is 14, although I was born on the 12th month, which is December. It all comes full circle back to 12. I get it. It's also a National Big Wind Day. So apparently this day is observed each year on April 12th. A National Big Wind Day commemorates the recording of the highest natural wind gust measured on the Earth's surface. And this happened on the afternoon of April 12, 1934. The Mount Washington Observatory recorded winds at 230 miles per hour. So that's why it's National Big Winds Day. It's also National Colorado Day. April 12th recognizes the Centennial State and the 38th state to join the Union on National Colorado Day. The first of 4 corner states, Colorado is dominated by the Rocky Mountains. So it's really beautiful. Have you ever been to Colorado? Allison's nodding yes. I have also. It was very nice. It's really pretty over there, and just such nice scenery. And you can go from one area into another area and have completely different climates, and everything just be really beautiful though. So much of a connection to nature out there. So happy Colorado Day. It's also National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. I don't think we have grilled cheese on the menu for today, but it is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. And if you're a licorice person, it is National Licorice Day. So I think we all know how to participate in that one. So have yourself some licorice. Moving on to our resident birthdays, we have Elaine H., Dennis M., and Rita K. Happy birthday. And our staff birthday for today, just one, I hope she's watching, is Miss Bandu. Hi Bandu, happy birthday. Our famous birthdays for today, Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim, he was born Herbert Cowrie. That's a different name. April 12th, 1932, in New York. He was known for being one of those characters who appear ever so often. They said he was strange looking and sounding. But most of us remember his hit song, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, even if only because of its strangeness. It was a strange song. Like many performers, his persona on stage was very different to the real one. He had a comprehensive knowledge of pre-rock popular music and also a deep baritone voice. He was also a conservative with a traditional belief system about religion and marriage. So he had a different life than what we saw in front of the cameras. And it is also David Letterman's birthday. He was born David Michael Letterman in Indianapolis, Indiana. And David Letterman was best known as being the host of the late-night television talk show, The Late Show with David Letterman on CBS. And the show began in 1982 on NBC and ran until 1993 when he moved from NBC to CBS. Letterman retired from The Late Show in 2015. So happy birthday to all. Let's see what food service is cooking up for us. This is our non-kosher menu for today. Lunch will be sloppy joe on a bun with mixed vegetables and peaches for dessert. Dinner will be butternut squash soup. I love butternut squash soup. Macaroni and cheese, peas and carrots. And dessert will be shortbread cookies. Our kosher menu for today, starting with lunch, there's going to be a cream of cauliflower soup. And then the entree will be tricolored tortellini with roasted peppers and corn. And dessert will also be a shortbread cookie. Dinner will be a vegetable soup, a lot of soups, and I love soups. Salisbury steak, sweet mashed potatoes, and for dessert, peaches. So those are our menus for today. And we just have a mini show, everybody, so we're going to move into our positive news story for today. This comes by way of the Good News Network. So it's the stuff of dreams and is being hailed as the second most important discovery since the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb. An ancient lost city has been found, breaking news, near the famous Valley of the Kings. Excavations began 6 months ago in September, about 300 miles south of Cairo, and before long, to the team's great surprise, formations of mud bricks began to appear in all directions, and we can see that here in this image. These are the words of famed Egyptologist and former Antiquities Minister Dr. Zahi Hawass, who posted a statement of the discovery on Facebook, identified as dazzling Athens. So this is what they're finding right now. It's just tons and tons of these bricks, finding a city beneath the ground. It's really cool to see. They're saying it's the largest ever lost city to be uncovered in Egypt and dated to the reign of one of the most powerful pharaohs to rule during the kingdom's age. And this was during Amenhotep III, ruling from 1391 to 1353 BCE, alongside his son, the equally famous Akhenaten. Hawass described their city as being in a good condition of preservation, with almost complete walls and rooms filled with tools of daily life, as we saw in the picture before. The walls are really preserved very well. Many foreign missions searched for this city and never found it, he added. We began our work searching for the mortuary temple of Tutankhamun because the temples of both Horemheb and two other significant pharaohs, were found in this area. So it features these zigzagging walls, a rarity in ancient Egypt. The haunts of specialty craftsmen such as brickmakers, glazers, and jewelers have been discovered here, along with evidence of their work, such as a seal of Amenhotep III that would have been used to stamp into those bricks, that likely built several nearby monuments, such as the Temple of Ramses II. Other districts for large-scale baking and storing of foods were discovered, and the archaeologists, wow, I said so many words really well, and that one I messed up. Archaeologists determined that they would have been capable of hosting many workers at one time, likely for festivals and funerary ceremonies. To the north of the site, a cemetery has been uncovered as well, though the extent and state of preservation has not yet been determined. They consist of rock-cut tombs that can be reached by stairs carved into the rock, similar to the tombs in the nearby Valley of Kings. They said work is underway and the mission expects to uncover untouched tombs filled with treasures, says Hawass, dangling the most fantastical and metamorphical carrots in the face of global archaeology. Al Jazeera reports that many treasures have been found, such as scarab pendants, jewelry, and pottery bearing inscriptions that tell a lot about a critical period in Egyptian history that experts still puzzle over. The lost city, the discovery of the lost city, not only will give us a rare glimpse into the life of the ancient Egyptians at the time where the empire was at his wealthiest, but will help us shed a light on one of history's greatest mysteries, which was, why did Akhenaten and Nefertiti decide to move to Umara, said Betsy Bryan, an archaeologist, still must have that word, at Johns Hopkins University. While the city was presided over by Amenhotep III, and his son Akhenaten moved to the capital to Amarna following his death, yet historians are unclear why. An inscription on the outside of a pot containing meat for a ceremony dated the activity in Aten to just a year before it was supposedly abandoned. Hawass and the other researchers hope more excavations will reveal why this happened, and then whether the city was repopulated when Tutankhamun decided to move the capital to Thebes. A lot of questions. It's a discovery and a story that should yield fascinating developments for years to come, and something that could lead to a positive jolt to the Egyptian tourist industry after years of political instability. So very cool, very exciting if you guys are into that stuff of lost cities and archaeological sites and findings and ruins. I know I love that stuff. I've loved seeing ruins in person, like the Colosseum and some of the wonderful places in Athens. So this is really exciting too. Egypt's a place I've always wanted to go to. So I know that they were having some stories on the Today Show and things like that. So everyone keep your eyes peeled, because there's more to come on this story than just things are just unfolding. As always, please feel free to give us a call, and any good news you've heard and would like to share on the show, you can do so by dialing 2813. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave us a comment, hit that like button, or hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Remember to tune in to Channel 8 later today. We have What's the Story with Kate coming up right after this at 11:15. And then we have Wellness with Deborah at 1:30 and Resident Counsel at 2:30. On our stream channel, Channel 88, at 4 o'clock we have Dorot Presents, Qigong. And then at 6:30 you can catch this episode again of Good Morning Hebrew Home. That's our show for today. Thank you all for joining us once again. This has been Olivia Cohen with Good Morning Hebrew Home. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. Cohen.